How to homeschool, part 9. If somebody is crying, the lesson is done. Yes, there are going to be times when homeschooling is frustrating for your kids or for you. And I just want you to know going into it, pushing when a child is frustrated, when they're crying, when they do not understand, it's not going to help. Punishing, being over them, telling them you have to get this done right now, that is not how people can learn. That is not how our brains work. When you have a child who's starting to melt down, where they're overwhelmed, where they are sad or upset, if they're scared of you, if they're afraid they're getting in trouble, if their minds are feeling discombobulated about the information that's coming to them, you pushing, punishing, lecturing is counterproductive. The very best thing that you can learn to do is to back up emotionally from your frustration and just say, okay, let's take a break. I've recommended before, there's a wonderful book called Learning How to Learn, and the author is Barbara Oakley. I highly recommend it. I beg of you to please read this book and just get some starting point understanding of how our minds work and how best to set the stage for homeschooling and for nurturing learning in your home. One of the things that she talks about is how very often our brains kind of get maxed out, and what they need at that point is what she calls diffuse mode, which is for you to take a break from it, to look at something else, to think of something else, to get up, to walk around, to just let it go for a little bit. That gives your brain a chance to meld and percolate all that information, and your kids need that too. And I find that this is a challenging thing for parents because a lot of times it's been a long time for us since we've been in an unfamiliar situation where we've had to suffer through a learning curve. If you were in a situation like that, you would so quickly remember how frustrating it can be, how emotional it can make you be. It can really get you stirred up. Our kids are facing that all day long. And so try to just have compassion. Your kids are learning new stuff. You are new at trying to facilitate their learning and teach it. There's lots still to be gathered here to make learning successful. But if somebody is crying, the lesson is done. Time for a break. Give them a hug and a